Welcome back. This is the Daybreak Africa. If you just tuned us, switching for studios here in Ondo City. This morning, we have a political analyst in the house to talk on the most pressing issue facing Nigeria. Political analyst in the house, person of Alexander Omojadegbe. Now, it's more like the issue of the presidential and governorship election in Nigeria has been prevalent. There has been talks from Wole Soyinka, from Ahmed Dati outburst, from Chimamanda's view, and it's more like every Nigerian has his own view as a citizen. But to some extent, I believe it turns out views from citizens are more negative than positive. At this moment, like I said, we have a political analyst in the house to do justice to the situation, political situation facing Nigeria. Once again, welcome on Daybreak Africa.
Thank you very much.
Very good morning to you.
Good morning.
I think one of the major confusion is to how presidential or should I say how elections is being determined, how winner of elections is being determined in Nigeria. Now, people thought they actually understood how the winners are being, the procedures, the modalities involved in actually announcing a winner. But as it turns out, we have talks as to having a certain percentage, including the FCT, and then having candidates that it turns out no candidate actually tend to pull that force, and the confusion is coming as to what exactly is the modality. What's your take on the modality in presidents, in people emerging as presidential candidates or presidential winners?
Thank you very much. I think there are a lot of confusion that politicians are dragging Nigerians into. Most especially this our law. The law states that a candidate must win at least 25%, two-thirds of the whole state, and when you have it must include that, not to add to the remaining states. That means you must, the place they put you must win 25% there. Both Atiku and Tinubu did not meet that portion of the constitution. They don't meet it. Obi that won the 25% in that particular state did not meet up with 25% or in all other states like that. So I think in my own view, there should be a kind of rerun in that election.
So what do you think was actually supporting INEC's decision in announcing Asiwaju?
It is very wrong to announce Asiwaju.
But what do you think was the thought behind announcing it?
Yes, I can't really say, because I think maybe the party in power want to sustain their power. That's just the reason why he has announced Asiwaju. Because looking at it, if you are to look at the election, there is no way they will not have rerun. There is no way.
Now, from what you've said, sorry to cut you there, you said looking at the whole situation on ground, a rerun is the only solution, as you've said. Now, come 29, I can say is the most anticipated date on the lips and on the mind of every Nigerian, on 29th of May, the swearing-in date. Everybody believes that day is going to hold. Why some other parties that are the aggrieved parties believe that they shouldn't hold. Now, you said a rerun should be what should come in as a solution. But looking at the logistics, about 300 billion naira was spent to conduct the election. We have beavers. If I may remember, if I may take it back the memory lane, 2019, we had the issue of card reader, but now the beavers was brought to be the game changer. Now, we have always had issues about everything that we after election, before the election, and these things keeps on coming. Now, looking at the situations that came for this election, the problems that came, in your own opinion, do you think INEC as the electoral body saw these things coming? And if you say they don't see it coming, should we just say this is a failed experiment on Nigeria and the whole constitution and everything that governs Nigeria as a nation?
You know, actually INEC did their best. But the problem that they really have is the problem of the politicians. Every politicians want to win, and there is no way. Politicians at times they don't play by the rules. They will find a way of faulting where they are not where their things are not working in their favor. They will agree in something that is faulty and falling into their favor. So it is INEC. Our INEC is not really independent. It's not really independent, because if it were to be an independent INEC, what they're supposed to have done is that none of the three major aspirants made the criteria to become president. They have to have a kind of rerun.
Now, people believe situations like this tend to crumble or threaten our democracy as a nation. If or when the president-elect is being sworn in or inaugurated on come May 29th, do you think this will actually pose a threat to our democracy as a nation?
If actually we have to move on, either it is wrong or right, we have to move on. The president-elect has to be sworn in. Then the legal something, it is now in the court of the judiciary to do their best. They may have, we have an African country that Supreme Court has ordered a rerun, and they did it. So the ball is in the court of the judiciary to right the wrong. Yeah.
So sorry, is it okay?
A minute. I know I intend going to the point of judiciary, but I guess we'll go there just later. You made mention INEC not being exactly independent.
Yeah.
What force do you think is actually manipulating INEC?
Most often, the party in power has more influence on INEC, and they tend to dance towards that in most occasions.
You know, people will tend to actually beg to differ. Do you mind giving more enlightenment? People will actually beg to differ on notions as this. Do you mind giving more enlightenment? Maybe is it as a result of past experience, or?
Okay, maybe we should rewind a little bit backward. During Obasanjo era, we have Maurice Iwu, that even they have not finished counting election. They have not finished counting votes. Maurice Iwu announced Yaradua. And the reason why most Nigerians love Yaradua is because of his sincerity. When he came in, he said the election that brought him in was fraud. He mentioned it. Subsequent elections, we've been seeing a lot of INEC working with a party in power. We have seen it. We have seen it in the election of 2019. There are many examples like that.
Can we come to the point where we just try to neglect the process that brings people into power and focus on the people themselves? Is that really worthy? Should we actually come to that time? You know, people believe this election is stuck with irregularities as much as people can claim. But the president of Ahmed Tinubu, should we believe in his administration? Should we believe in as much we are not satisfied with the process that brought him into power? Could we believe he could still do or make a difference as a president?
I think I was on your TV before the election, and I made it clear that out of the 18 candidates of different parties that we have, none of them will perform less than Muhammadu Buhari. Muhammadu Buhari has really failed an average Nigerians. He has really failed. None of the candidates of different political parties that will not perform more than so Adu Ahmed Tinubu will surely perform more than Obi will perform better than Buhari. Atiku will perform far better than Buhari. So none of them will perform lower than Buhari. So we are expecting something better.
In as much as we are expecting something better, you made mention that we should just let it be in your previous statement when you said the president will be sworn in, the president-elect will be sworn in, despite a lot of the election, the outcry of people saying there were a lot of irregularities. But it has been stated that he's going to be sworn in. Now, if you're saying this, of course, you also said that we have to leave everything to the hands of the judiciary.
Yeah.
But looking at the things back, you also said that the party in power has power over the INEC. That also means, if I might follow with what you've said, they also have power on the judiciary, because the CJN has been brought by the president-elect and the president that is outgoing. Now, this is his party that has produced Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Do you think we can really expect anything positive from the judiciary?
Oh, please, I don't like talking about judiciary. Once an issue is brought to court, I want the judiciary to do their best. We will believe in them until they prove otherwise. We believe they can right the wrong that has been done by INEC. They can do better than their previous what we have been experiencing. Let us leave it for them. Let them do justice at their level. Then
if we so much believe in the judiciary to give us the right judgment, then what do you think, let's say if the INEC is found wanting of irregularities, let's say, what do you think should be done from your own perspective to the electoral body?
I think they should be dissolved immediately. They should be disbanded. They should be dissolved immediately, and another set of people announced, put in place.
Now, you said you would just want to let the judicial system be. And the truth is, not many in Nigeria would just want to let the judicial system be. Now, I had opportunity to speak with some persons on the street, and they tend to mention their displeasure in the system. Particularly, they give me a particular example between Ahmed Lawan, the Senate President, and Bashir Mashina. I believe you consider with that situation, where one did not come out for the primaries, but yet was announced exactly. And then they believe if it's the same judicial system that produce or give out this kind of a judgment or verdict, people tend to expect less. As an analyst,
that is the song in the mouth of every Nigerian. Most especially even the issue you've not mentioned, the issue of Akpabio. That had two forms at the same time. That's against the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria to obtain presidential form at the same time as senatorial form. They were having the election. They had the election of senatorial first before presidential, and somebody has already won that senatorial seat, and the person, when they announced the person that didn't take part in that election, they moved to the court, and at the end of the day, our judiciary, they did their normal, but we believe, I don't want to preempt them, I believe we can still get justice.
Man, that's a question. Are you believing for a fact, or
you're believing for what has happened, or faith?
Or you're just being hopeful?
It's not for fact, it's for faith. It's for faith.
But we've had faith in them for the past decades, and at the end of the day we come back and we are like, okay, it's what they will do. Because right now, if you even see election apathy and a lot of things are happening, people are having low turnout. If you check this last election, there has been low turnout of voters, despite the highest high amount of people that registered and collected their PVCs. Most people didn't come out because they feel like it's just going to be a thing that has happened before.
My brother, I have to cut in here. It is not that we have low turnout. They have been writing, our people have not been voting. They have been writing results. In Kano, they've been writing results. In Lagos, they have been writing results. It is not that people are not, the number of people that came out in this election are more than, we cannot prove it because it is not written down. They are more than. We were on the street. They came out. People came out. But it's because of these beavers that has already exposed most politicians where they write votes. They allocate any figure. It is not that the people, when we have about 100 people that 100 people voted, and you are seeing 120, 200 results coming out. So it's these beavers that is bringing this thing out. Not that we have, that is the normal, and at every election we usually have about below 40% of the number of registered voters. You understand? We have not seen less, but beavers exposed it.
So from what you're saying now, because if you ask so many Nigerians, especially people that feel like this election didn't go to where they felt, because the promises the INEC, the electoral body, made was very high, like we are going to give you people a free, fair and credible election, everything will go smoothly, we will upload results, we make everything transparent. But if you ask most Nigerians on the streets, for those that we've been able to meet, to talk to, they have not been in a situation that they can say they are happy about the process. But now you are saying beavers has exposed a lot of things. Are you giving beavers a good mark that they have done well with the beavers?
They have done well with the beaver, with the usage of beavers. But mind you, INEC has done, they've already shot themselves in the leg when they didn't transmit some of the results.
Which they tried to make up for.
That was
supposed to be the game changer of the whole thing. That when you transmit directly from the polling unit, people will get to see the results.
They will get to see it.
I think they made up for that by saying it was a glitch, technical issue.
If we are supposed to agree by the glitch thing, is it supposed to be all over Nigeria?
I don't get.
They tried to make up by saying it was a glitch, more like a technical issue and an error somewhere. Don't you think that was
a blatant lie? It's a blatant lie.
Why do you say so?
No, it's you know, very many of us voted, and you know how they were using the beavers. They were using it to transmit House of Rep results, Senate results. It got to a time when they were collating. You know, when they were transferring it, they will be noting it down. It got to a time, maybe their favored candidate is getting lower. They stop it in some places. Not technical. They have already tested this thing. In fact, many of them came out before election to tell us there is no, even where you don't have network, they have provided the kind of
improvise for it.
Improvise for network that it will make it, the thing will go. But see it on the election day, they didn't. They find a way of stopping it in some places, not everywhere. There are some places they sent uploaded everything, but some places they were talking of technical issues.
I would like to talk about the People's Democratic Party, PDP, at this moment. They tend to be it's more like they felt more betrayed in this election. They felt their mandate particularly was stolen and all that. But don't you think it was more like they were fighting a lost cause, considering their internal issues with the G5 and all that? So it was more like they were fighting a battle they knew for sure they would definitely lose. What's your take on it?
I think PDP, there are a lot of things that happened to PDP before the election and even during the election. But in my own view, if everything were to be uploaded, PDP will have won.
What is backing up your statement?
Yes, we have seen it, what they uploaded. You know, every party has their triplicate of results. After INEC takes their own, every political party will have
copy.
Is a copy. According to that copy, according to that thing, even they are in court. Most of these things, when we are in court like that, we cannot really. We just want to allow judiciary to do justice to whatever they have put before them. PDP is supposed to win this thing, in fact, very, very clearly. But because of issues, G5, OB, but I can really say APC is contesting with PDP divided parties. NNPP from PDP, the main PDP, OB, and another G5 that broke into different pieces. So
now, don't you think PDP is broken to the point of no repair? Because with all these, they're still yet to settle. I mean, we know IU stepped down as the national chairman, and they're still trying to. I think Otto was suspended, and so I know that. So.
No, I will say that before election, PDP had 20 states. Now it's is it 20? Is it, no, not 20 states. I want to, but one state is added. Yes, with the calculation, one state is added. One is removed from APC. One state is removed from APC. Because if you look at it, PDP used to have, APC used to have Plateau State. It's now PDP. Zamfara, APC used to have it. It's now PDP. Then the same thing with Benue. PDP used to have Benue. Now it's APC. Some other places like that. Then NNPP, they shot APC in Kano. In Labour, they shot PDP in Abia. So, but PDP has one state more than what the previous one.
From what you have said now, you spoke about the INEC shooting themselves on their own leg.
Yeah.
Now, I understand that as a father, if you can't get your house together, there's chaos. That is what I think Ezekiel is trying to drive at here. You said divided bodies from PDP were formed to become another party, and these people came out as a very strong force. Looking at IU that just stepped down as the president, I mean the chairman of the political party, if all these things were put in place, getting the G5s to be on board, wouldn't it have been a better game changer for them instead of what we had? And instead of all this, they won't have to be going to the courts because they never put their things together before the election.
There is no way, there is nothing they can use to persuade Wike.
Wike made it clear he wanted IU to step down.
If IU step down, Wike will bring another thing up. Now, you know, now they said they made IU's word to suspend him. They went to court. Going to court, IU stepped down. Now they said they want mini Congress to elect Southwest, so that somebody that Wike wants we get to that.
But don't you think it's a lost cause already, because it is too late to cry when the head is off? The election has already been lost.
Yeah.
If all these things were put in place, I'm very sure maybe it might have. But okay, you are saying if they should give him what he had wanted, he won't still step down.
He won't step down.
But now it was not given to him. But now that the election has been lost, you are now coming in and say, okay, everything you wanted, we are giving it to you. When there's nothing else to fight for.
They are not giving it to them. The reason why IU stepped down simply because of the court case. They didn't take IU to court before election. It was after election. It was because of that court case. That's the reason why he stepped aside. And even he stepped aside, there's a court that has faulted the suspension now. I don't know what is going to do on that now. But coming back to Wike, there is nothing they can use to pacify Wike. Wike lost that election. He lost that election because he didn't understand the game in the north. He didn't understand the game in the north. He thought by bribing governors of PDP in the north, they will be with him. In the east here, he has forgotten none of these southeast governors voted for Wike. They voted for Atiku.
Are talking about the primaries.
Primary. So it's because of that primary that will not allow Wike has already taken a lot, in fact, taking everything upon himself, that he said that he becomes president through PDP or scatter the party.
But when you are saying this, I am very sure there were procedures, there were laws that were governing the party.
Yeah.
The law of zoning. If this person is from the north going out as the president, this is coming to this other zone. It has always been like that. And it has been a procedure that has been following, everybody has been happy with. So why does it get to the head of Ayu and it became something else? Because I'm very sure that was the major cry of Wike.
Let me quickly tutor you on that area. This issue of zoning, it's not in our constitution. It's just a gentleman agreement.
It's not which constitution? Is it Nigerian
It's
constitution?
not Nigeria.
Constitution?
It's not in Nigerian constitution.
I'm talking about the party.
It's
now.
not in the party constitution. It is only when you bring a president out, they will tell you in the party constitution that the president and vice cannot be from the same zone. You understand? When this happens, it is not, they are not putting the issue of bringing Ayu and Atiku. The issue of bringing Ayu and Atiku is not the main problem, because what they did for Ayu, what Ayu did for them, though they said they met Ayu behind closed door, that they told Ayu if a presidential candidate from the north emerges, that means you will step down. I think I doubt if he had made such statement. I doubt it. But the problem is that they have, if you see the 6 zones that we have in Nigeria, only 2 zones have not produced president. The northeast and the southeast. So if we are to even zone, we either zone to northeast where Atiku comes from, or southeast where Obi comes from. So it's not the issue of if we are to zone. I think primary election matters. When they were meeting, Atiku told them, if we are zoning, let us zone everything to southeast. Wike, because of his own selfish interest, said we should leave it open because he didn't want it to go to southeast. Leaving it open, he believed he has already bought some governors in the north that will support him. People like Tambua, who disgraced him and stepped down for Atiku. You understand? So it is not if we are to look at it generally, every one of them are playing politics. You know, politics, when I play you, you play me. That is what they are playing.
Now, with all this, do you think Wike has lost his prolific player stand in the party?
I don't understand.
Do you feel Wike has actually lost his mojo, his stance in the party? People actually regard him as
a
a
very
party
strong
man
man.
anymore.
Everything about Wike will end May 29. Wike still have former governor that we don't hear them again. I'm very alive, ill and healthy. Odili, Peter Odili. Do you hear Peter Odili again? Odili brought Wike up, brought Amechi up, brought Omeya up. You will, after May 29, you will scantily hear about Wike again. The power that is making him to move around, to shake everywhere, will belong to another person. And it now depends on that person, how he uses his own power.
Well, there are rumors without evidence, because that's why there are rumors, as to certain connection between Wike and the APC.
Yes, people are saying it. Even some people said they are reserving an appointment for him. Well, it is possible because he really worked for them.
You said he worked for them. Did you really get it that he worked for them? Like, did you have a concrete evidence for it that he worked for them?
Wike that told somebody that he's going to shoot if you don't write APC there in the presidential election. It was on camera. I don't know, maybe you've seen it. He was harassing an NEC official. Write this figure for APC. Labour Party from let me not put it as reliable source. Labour Party won Rivers State. Let them bring up their beavers. You know, they said, according to them, they said they are still loading, they are still uploading now. After how many days, how many months, how many weeks, they are still uploading results. They are supposed to be uploaded immediately.
Okay, now I'm still interested on about the PDP. They have lost power to be the president as the #1 citizen of the country for like 12 years now. Now, let's say after May 29, the president-elect in the person of Bola Ahmed Tinubu has been sworn in. He emerges as the president, is now the president, fully sworn in by the legal process. If they go to court and he also wins the case, which is very much possible because he's in power, as most Nigerians will believe, do you think is the final extinction of the party called PDP?
It is not. It is not, because we can see PDP has not really performed below expectation in the last election. They've not performed below expectation because what befell PDP before election, if the thing has befallen the ruling party, they will have scattered. But because they still have somebody at the center who is their father, the president. You know, when they were doing their primary, the president was his body language was saying another thing. But when he voiced out, people followed where he mentioned, he talked about. So that is the difference between PDP. PDP don't really have somebody that we can call father. Everybody is father. Because of Wike's money, Wike is a father on his own. Because of another person influence, is a father. So we have many fathers.
So that you think is a problem, because when you don't even have a leader, somebody that can stay and say, okay, let's do it this way, and nobody is to listen to anyone, that means there's a problem, and definitely this can lead to the end of the party, because everybody will just go away.
Initially, I thought the fatherhood position or role for the People's Democratic Party was meant or kept for the former president, Goodluck Jonathan. I usually thought he was the father figure for the People Democratic Party.
Not really. You know, they usually have BOT chairman, and the BOT chairman is always like father. But most BOT chairman is not as powerful as a state governor, the list of the state governor. So, and when you have power and you can't control money, you can't control influence, people will not listen to you.
To be more concerned as to the petition and evidence brought against the APC, do you think they could stick? Do you find those petitions tangible enough to actually shake what has been said?
They have hefty petitions that can shake this country. They have it, but I want to leave it for them to continue.
Do you mind, for the sake of the viewers, help go through certain positions you believe could actually stand as a block?
There are many petitions, but I don't want. We are not in the law court.
Yes, just
let the viewers continue to follow the trend.
Okay. Okay. Now let's move to the electoral body. I said previously that 2019 we had the issue of card reader that also malfunctioned. And now they say, okay, 2023, we are bringing something different. It's going to be a game changer. The beavers is going to be transparent as they promised. That is the electoral body. But at the end of the day, we are still having issues. Because I can recall that most times after elections, we are still going back to the courts, always for the court to settle things for us. Now, in your own judgment, do you feel the electoral body has got the right game plan to give us a free, credible, and sincere election that we don't have to go to the court always? Because this is becoming a normal thing on a daily basis and year by year.
You know, we can't really say somebody can give us an election that will be very free to the extent that nobody goes to court. Nobody wants to lose. There is no way, there is nobody that can conduct election.
But if you say nobody wants to lose, I can remember at the time of Goodluck Jonathan, he said that he considered the loss, and he agreed that this person came first and I support his government. There was no court issues then. Yeah, but right now, for the past 2 tenors, we have been seeing court issues coming up always. Doesn't mean that we can't have this credible election. We should just accept that, okay, this can be fine. Let us agree that everything is bad and we just stay with it.
You can't compare an average Nigerian with what Jonathan did the other time. We were told that all world powers, they have surrounded Nigeria because they thought there would be breakdown of law and order in Nigeria. If Jonathan, before that election, Buhari has said it, that baboon will soak in blood. That if this election, if they don't announce him, if he doesn't win this time around, that is going to make this government ungovernable. All these things attributed to the reason why Jonathan gave in. It's not easy. It is not easy to give him power like that. They have not finished collation before he congratulated Buhari. An average Nigeria will allow them to finish it. In fact, an average Nigeria will still go and even challenge when you know you are not winning. So for us to say we can have election that will be free, not that 2015 election was too free, but Jonathan sacrificed his presidency. We can never rule out that. He sacrificed his presidency, he sacrificed everything to make Nigeria move forward. And look at it today. He's benefiting from it. People are calling him to settle issues of electoral problem in different African countries. Even they take him outside Africa. So it's not, we cannot really say it is a normal thing Nigerian can do. An average Nigerian will question you. How did you get this thing? Even when they know you got it right, they will still ask questions. They will still approach court.
So are you saying we should just agree that everything that is not fine is okay with us to just go with it? Or there is a way out for this?
We
are talking about electoral irregularities and a lot of things going on that at the end of the day we have to head back to the court. Are you saying that, okay, these are the ways that is going to be in Nigeria, this is what we just need to just accept?
Nigeria, we know what we are expecting people is for us to be changing, not to be dancing backward. Let us be moving forward. Our election is gradually, in fact, this 2023 election is quite different. In fact, if INEC, I would have given INEC a good mark for bringing beavers. But at the end of the day, they manipulated the beavers themselves. Because when they are talking about technical issues, it's a blatant lie. No Nigeria will believe them, because this is something you have tested. They've used it in Osun State election. They use it in Ekiti State election and function very well. So why not functioning on general election?
They also attributed it to a lot of traffic and the amount of people using it at the time. When you're talking about Osun State and some other state, I think it was just a single election, a single state. But now when you're talking about the whole Nigeria, you have the whole state, a lot of local governments everywhere, different words are going on at the same time. So these are things that might possibly come in play. So when you said it's a blatant lie, I want to know, why do you say so, and do you have any evidence to back what you've said up?
I've said it earlier that who pays the pipe, or what do they, how do they put it? Dictate the tune, play the pipe, dictate the tune. INEC is not independent. We have been seeing the body language of the umpire, even right from, you know, on the day of the election, maybe a day to the election. We had rumor that INEC chairman was in Lagos, and they used a private jet of Asiwaju to drop him back in Abuja. I can't confirm it, but in every rumor there will be element of truth there. So this thing we can't, it's Nigeria. There are many things that is possible in Nigeria. It may look like miracle elsewhere, but in Nigeria it is possible.
I think you made mention INEC not being independent, and you didn't really come straight as to the judicial system, but you sound a little skeptical.
My brother.
You think they are independent or not?
They're supposed to be independent.
They're supposed.
Yes.
Supposed to. All right,
they're supposed to be independent.
That speaks in
That's their
volumes.
name.
All right. As to ethnic division, it's more like. Is it more like it is obvious ethnic division tends to play a major role in the last elections in Nigeria? It was more like the West were standing for their man, the North were standing for theirs, and so is the Southeast. And to some extent, even the results kind of portray the same ethnic division and all that. Do you think ethnicity in Nigeria has been over-politicized to the point where it is now a norm? Because it's more like we no more follow credibility. It's more like we follow my brother, my sister.
That is the area that the outgoing government has led us to. You know, I used to tell people when they brought Atiku, people were saying, how will a Fulani man finish 8 years? I'm bringing another Fulani man and the rest and that. But in reality, we have seen many Fulani that have governed this country. They are not as bad as Buhari. The way this man that is going, he is the one that divided this country. And that is the result that we just saw in the last election. That everybody, let us do our own. Let us do our own. It is only Yoruba state, Southwest state, that is a little bit, in fact, because for us, let's see the result from the Southeast. Everything, above 80% for Obi. It is only in Southwest and some parts that we cannot really say they work according to their ethnic group. You can see Afenifere supporting Obi. You understand? It's because Yorubas are enlightened. They don't always think about themselves. Even if somebody say Emilokan, we Yoruba will not say, if we may say, you may say Iwolokan, but we are not giving you. Yoruba can say it. But it is the government that is outgoing government that has already divided Nigeria, and he has seen the result in the...
How do you mean that going government dividing Nigeria? I don't think I understand that concept.
You know, if you go to Benue will continue to say Fulani are attacking them.
Yes.
Ekiti, they will say Fulani are attacking them. It is because they believe that the Fulanis are empowered by the government of Buhari to do and undo things. And if you see his appointment, you see many places filled with Fulanis. You know, that's what I'm saying. But people are now saying, okay, let us do it. Let our own ethnic group do it, so that we can put them in too. Our ethnic person will be in charge of police, will be in charge of army, will be in charge of this and that. That's what I'm saying.
And you don't see this actually going down anytime soon. It's more like it has become a normality for our political system.
It's not. It's not.
Okay. Well, time. As much as I'm enjoying the conversation, time is a major constraint. So now, as a Nigerian citizen that you are, and also as a political analyst, your last message in just 1 minute to the all Nigerians that are watching you. What is your last message to them?
What I want to tell Nigerians, let Nigerians continue. Let's continue to pray for our country. This is our country. There is no place like home. Let us continue to work hand in hand to make sure we help our government, we help our leaders to do the right thing for us.
Thank you very much. Really appreciate you coming to the program today. We enjoyed the program. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
All right, viewers, you've heard it from our guests. Let's stay by our country. There's no place like home. Pray for your country, believe in them, believe everything will be fine. And I'm very sure we will have the Nigeria of our dream. From now, we'll be handing over to our Lagos studio, which they will give you more juicy package. From here, we'll be signing out. I am Michael OBAGIRI.
Stay tuned to KAFTAN TV. I remain Ezekiel OGAR.